Hello and welcome back to episode 7 of this series on Saxlingham. And you join me here today, and we have obviously made a lot of money in between this and last episode, as you can see. I am currently at 541,000, and we have also moved on to a lot of months. Now, I would also like to make abundantly clear, that was me doing forestry. If we were to look on Field 70, which we'll go back to, we have absolutely laid waste to our piece of land. It is now absolutely barren, and just so we can prove it, I do not want anyone to start thinking ill of me. So, December, January. Here we go. January, harvest income, £662,000. And you can probably also see statistics. And then it'll be over here. Yeah, trees cut down, 55. So I've cut down all them trees. I have got them all in to the chipper, and we have now made lots and lots of money. Mainly because I want to progress this series, not just sit around and let it. I mean, I could sit and do this for ages. So I thought, you know what? Let's just get moving on this. It was really good price for the wood chips. So if I have a quick look, I'll show you. Wood chips up in January when I did all the buying and selling, we were up at nearly £1,000 per 1,000 litres, which is huge for us. It really meant that we could just make use of that, and that's where we got all the money. That's what I want to be transparent about. And also, one of the things we also need to do. So I've had a little look around, and I would really quite like to get into grass. It's one of the things I really enjoy doing, and yeah, I don't need an excuse. So one of the things we're doing is Field 38. This is why we've got so much money, because it's got a really good yield potential. It's all on the loam soil distribution type, and also it comes with this big old plot here, which I would like to turn into like a bit of section for animals, so we can get started sooner rather than later. But yeah, so the thing we've got here is it's 450,000. So we're gonna have to buy that, which is it's not nothing. But to do that, we are also actually let me check the fertilization state because I'm unsure. I haven't done too much research into it. pH. So we are going to need to get over there with the what do you call it? Like the precision farming. Where is it? Yeah, it's here. We want to get over there with these two pieces of kit because we want to really make sure that we are putting down and we're making sure that all the samples and everything, and that we know where everything is. Sort of this measure soil sampling. You can take soil samples to have more detailed information about a field for future working steps. With a crop sensor, you can measure the nitrogen uptake of the crop to apply more precise fertilizer rates. I reckon this is what we need. Configuration. I don't think we need anything on it. We'll just go standard, and we're just going to lease it because it does not need to be in our opponent library. And also, here we have, and not particularly British, but very, very useful piece of kit, which we are going to need. I'm going to finance it because I would like to buy our mowers outright. Mainly because it's just one of them. I feel like I want to own our mowers where we can. So, like, say for example, one of the things I would one of the things I would really quite like to do if we go up to here, mowers. I would quite like to start with a pretty decent set. I don't want to start with nothing and then have to work too high up into that. So, yes, the maximum we can do is 230 brake horsepower, which we would need to upgrade our tractor for as well. Now, I believe it's going to be the Class Disco. Yeah, it is. There's just not even any competition for it. It requires the least power, and it's also just what we're looking for. It's wide, and actually we're probably going to have to finance these as well, because they are not going to windrow it for us. This could cause some concerns. But yeah, first things first anyway, I need to acquire this. and we are going to finance it only at 6 months. I know it's 8,000 a month, but it also just sort of slows that rate down, of which we might be able to get some bits in. So yes, let me do that. Let's get into our tractor, because we're also going to need the money to upgrade this. So yes, because this does have the capability for the power. It's just we do not have that such capability as of yet. So yeah, that's just something we're going to have to do. I'm going to get all this back. I know it's financed, it's not ideal, but this is going to really make our lives a lot easier. There we go. Right, I am going to get those back to the yard and I'll meet you there. Okie dokie guys, now this is obviously a new entrance for us. That's something we are going to have to get used to. But I want to trial the new gateway because sort of the reason I wanted to go onto this field is one, it has grass on it since it is April. Actually, yeah, people started to harvest it, so I bought it off some bloke, and yes, it has grass on it. It is perfect. It's not something that we can work with straight away, but yeah, this is the entrance we've got to our quote-unquote yard, because this is usable, but that is about it. You can't call it anything else. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it will do. I'm just going to come up here, and I'll probably just put a quick smoothened path all the way down, and I'll probably just change the colour of... So, can you finance this? So, 48,000... Yeah, that's about right. So, I'm not quite sure how we've managed to got... How many hours does this have on it? Have we bought this brand new? Let me double check this. I hope I haven't bought it brand new. That would be rather frustrating, because I did not want to have to pay that. Vehicles. It is the condition. Yes, we did buy it brand new. Crap. Oh well. Never mind. That's not a massive waste of money. But anyway, no. I made my bed. I must lie in it. That is me for being a div and not checking whether this would have been applied to me. I need to increase the size, and we are going to increase the severity. Actually, we're going to decrease the size a little bit on that because it's a bit too much. So yes, we are just going to do this. Just going to come down here. Just going to smooth all this down, just so that it is much easier to access, which is going to be a pretty big thing for us. So yes, let me get on with this. I'll quickly paint it. Right, there we go. We are all painted up. It's not anything too special, but yes, it works. And actually what I'm going to do is just paint us this bit in, just so we can actually do that. There we go, that looks much better. So yes, here we are. And so far, I think we've come really far. Got to remember this. Like, we started with just a chainsaw and this piece of land. That was it. Nothing else. We got new vehicles and stuff. We're doing the new contracts and stuff, but that was it. We got nothing else, which I think's a pretty good achievement. Which you know, I'm quite happy. I'm quite pleased with. So let me just drop this off. And yeah, now it's one of them where I think we're going to be doing like a sort of semi-annual wood chipping session. Unless we're like really low on money, I would rather save up and not have to like, it's sort of a waste to use the wood chips up when it's just the price is so low. So yes, that's just something we need to consider when doing this. So yeah, if we can avoid it, I'll try not to do any of that. But as I say, it's probably not something we can entirely avoid. Now, how do I use this? Turn it on, Alt and B, lower crop sensor. Do I need to lower it? Okie doke, let's... Can I go on here? Steering assist. We did buy this, didn't we? Nope, okay, no, field detected. Fantastic. Okay, so now, as we are going along... This feels very weird. Let me just see what this is coming up with. Not pH, it will be nitrogen. What? What does this do again? What? I could have sworn this measured this. Let's go into the shop. Let's just go to the shop. Let me just... Real nitrogen uptake of the crop. Ah. That wasn't what I needed to do, was it? I need to do this. Crap. Anyway, right, okay, I'm going to rent that out, and we are going to get that sorted, because I don't think I have done the right thing here. Whee! Just a little hatch on the top. See, we do own this field, but as I am going over it, with apparently this being turned on, we are not getting anything of any use. Nitrogen, pH, soil types. Crap. Right, okay then, well that was a rather large waste of time. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on with this. I'm not going to sit and wait for this to... I'm not going to make you go through this, because this is going to be a long process, which will take a very, very long time. So, yes. Right, I will meet you back at the shop. Righty-ho, we are here. Just going to randomly drop this piece of kit. We're going to lower, drop. There we go. So, things I have learnt. I need to double check what it is that I am exactly taking and renting. Rather than to return, yes, I know, that is a waste of money and was a big, fat, silly thing to do. So, one thing we do need to do now is we need to go into the shop under Precision Farming, and I am going to lease this because it's only a couple grand. So, yes, I'm going to go and get this sorted now. From memory, this is going to take a long time. So what I'll probably do is I will just time-lapse a little bit, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, and then I'll just cut to when we're finished. So yes, I'll meet you back in the field. Righty-ho, and we are done. That is, I think, all of the field completely finished. Okay, we've got an environmental sort. We've got a pH, which looks... It is at 6.25 for the whole field, or 6. Which I think is pretty good. I don't think we can have too many problems with that. Nitrogen is... It doesn't exist. There isn't any nitrogen, and we're not going to know the yield, which is a bit crap. But, you know, it is what it is. We can't do too much. Like, we all know it's just loam, which is pretty good, but we knew that already. So, nitrogen, we are going to need a lot of it, because 0, or it is at 20 kilograms a hectare, which, in all honesty, just isn't enough. Not for what we need, at least. So, yes, I think the idea is going to be, let's have a quick look in the shop for a fertilizer spreader. So, there's obviously the Salak. The Salak. It's not pronounced that, but I'm going to pretend that it is. What is this? I have not seen this. What the heck is it? Anyway, no, please don't get distracted. This is not the time. 25k for that. Now, I've only got a feeling we're going to just need to fertilise it once, and then we should be okay. Let me have a look at the other options that we have. Okay, sprayers. Now, if I had that fancy vent that I was looking at, that would have sort of been perfect. I quite like this. See and spray. What the bugger does that mean? Even if you could tell me what see and spray does, I would be greatly appreciative of said thing. Pulse width modulation. What? I don't have any idea what this is. Lease. How much is it to lease? £5,000 to lease. Oh my goodness. See and spray. No? I can't see how... Pulse width modulation. Oh goodness. I want to do it because it's a finance. It's 20,000 a month. Yeah, no, that's not happening. We're going to use this once as this. We're going to lease it. I am going to go to the shop and I'm going to pick it up, and then we are going to utilise this on our field to get it done, and then that will be it. Actually, I might see if if there are any spraying contracts as well. That would be rather useful. So yes, we'll meet you back when on the field. Righto, we are at the field. So I think what we can do, don't unload. We are currently and then change application rate. M. Press M a lot. I'm going to activate automatic application, and I will see you guys when we are sorted. Okay, so we are finished for this field. Now, something I would like to consider is the pH. Is that at its optimal level? Because I'm not quite sure. Because you balance the nitrogen with your fertilizer, and you balance the field out with lime. Now, I think if that's at 6.25, for me, I would have thought that is perfect. I don't think that's going to cause too many problems. So, what I'm going to do is we're just going to get all our fertiliser, like our solid liquid fertiliser, and I'm going to go put it into the yard. Now, it's not going to be... Oops, sorry, I slapped the microphone there, I do apologise. Yes, let me drop all this off and we can return both of the items that we had. I think we'll get someone to come pick this. Oh, goodness. I think we'll get someone to come pick up the... sprayer from the yard. So, yes. Let me drop it off. And, yeah, I don't think we've got anything else to worry about. Yeah, I will... I'll meet you back in a sec. Right, there we go, guys. We are done for the spraying. Now, I think the only thing that we have got to do is wait, really. I don't think there's much more else we can do. One thing I would like to at least have a look at, though, is... Actually, let me just make sure I run a little faster. Yes. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to vault the fence. Woo! Just being an Olympic athlete. pH value bad. It needs to be higher. That is not good. We also have small weeds. It is ready to harvest, but I think you can get a level higher on the grass than this. Unfortunately, that does mean that I've just returned that sprayer, and I do have liquid lime available to us. So, yeah. Goodness me. That is a lot. It does say that the pH value is bad. Because it's at 6. Let's have a quick look. So it needs to be here, and it is not. Crap. There is no other word to put for that other than, oh, crap. I think we'll have to sort that out at another time, because one of the things I was going to say, if we have a little sprint over here. Come on. Yo, there we go. Right, we need a silo or a fermenter for the silage. Sorry, that took way too long. Here we go. There we go. I think that is good enough, because that is an awfully large silo. Now, we look at how much space we get in here. We're going to get a lot. I don't think we are going to be running into problems with that any time soon. Now, we only have £16,000, which is obviously not enough. So, that's one thing I didn't look. We could have got an extra 15,000. Oh dear. Not my smartest move at all. And they've got weeding. Of course. Of course. Could have done fertilising. Oh, goodness me. Right. Okay, so I would really quite like to just harvest this right now, but I do not think that that is going to be the wisest move. However, I do just want to get it sorted. Oh, God. Right, okay, it's going to be next episode thing. What I'm going to do, for now, at least, is I am going to fertilizing and weeding, I think. We need I am going to get ourselves a loan. I think this is going to be the best shout for the moment. It's not ideal, but we are going to need a fair bit of cash because I want to buy these mowers and I also need to upgrade the tractor and we also need a windrower. Now, that isn't going to be cheap because nothing's ever cheap, not whenever I get involved. So, yeah. As I say, I'd quite like the class disco pack, which is going to be looking at that. That is going to be 47, 49, 69, £70,000 for that, and then for a windrower. Why have I ever installed that? I have no idea. And then I think we rent a windrower because we're not going to need it for very long. We are literally going to need it this once. It's not something that we are going to need over and over and over. And when we do use it over and over and over, we can sort that out. We can buy one. But at the moment, yes, I say if we get a loan for £100,000, 125, I think, yeah. That gives us a bit of breathing room to access all of these. Also gives me room purchase. Also gives me room to buy the higher horsepower option on here, which is going to be a big bonus. So yes, I'll meet you back here when we've got the new kit. Right, we're at the shop here. So we're going to get out. And we are going to go here. Going to click on here, and we want. Ooh, so we get gearbox change as well because we get to up to 50k now. We can't afford the driving. Fender long, normal. I don't know what any of this means. Normal, short. I don't know. I think that's made a single bit of difference. And it's going to cost us £6,500, which I think is a very reasonable adjustment. We do need a front PTO. That is something we do need. Does it not come with that? Oh, it does not. Wow. Did not know that. Anyway, here we go. That is sorted. We've got the new configuration up. Customize. So, here we go. We now have our brand newly upgraded tractor, which is a big bonus, because now we can really start progressing. I mean, there's not much that we can't do at a reasonable width now. As I say, it's just going to make a good difference. I mean, I think we can now go up to 32 miles an hour, I reckon. Would be my best guess. Let me have a look. Actually, let me have a look. We need to look at getting one of these. Actually, I will do that once we have finished with this, because this is a lot to do. So yeah, I'll meet back in the field. Alright guys, so I've just finished up here on our new field. We've just done all of the mowing for it. Now, I think we're just going to bobble our equipment up onto the yard, and I think I'm going to call it that for the episode. I don't think we've got too many more things to be doing other than renting out the windrower, and then we can really get on with everything else. So, yes, thank you for watching. If you've made it to the end, I much appreciate it. And if you could, please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment on anything you would like to see in the future, as I really do appreciate anything and everything you all have to say, no matter how daft or stupid. So, yep, take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.